What's up, everybody? Are we live? Yeah, looks like we're live. Let me know if the audio's a little bit messed up. The music's too loud. Like my chat could be squeezed over just a little bit, maybe. Henry's coming out with a 223 lever gun. That sounds fun. Saw a couple questions come in early. Let me jump back there. Bolt Action Reloading letting us know that he's not going to make it. Going to have to check out the replay. That's too bad. Albert, or is it Albert Lemont from Maine? He's going pronghorn hunt, going on a pronghorn hunt. Wants to know 6.5 Creedmoor, 30-06, 6.5 PRC, or 300 PRC. And I saw a bunch of people mention that all those are good options. Yeah. 300 PRC would probably put a hurting on them, and yeah, I think they'd all be good. How come lever action rifles got so popular in the last 12 months? I haven't been paying very close attention to what's been popular lately. That's good to hear. I like lever guns. I'd like to, one day I need to own I don't know, something else. Maybe a 30-30. I've spent my whole life making fun of 30-30 and hating on 30-30 because I was a 30-06 guy. And it seemed like growing up between me and my friends and people I knew, it was always either hunted with a 30-06 or a 30-30, it seemed like. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys. Hopefully I can catch up with chat. I'm determined today. I'm almost there. Skipping by all sorts of good stuff. Do I have a 338 Lapua Magnum? Nope, I don't. You just got one at a great price. Wondering if I reloaded for it. Bolt Action Reloading's got a couple videos. He picked up a 338 Lapua a while back, a couple years ago, for a good price and has a few videos on it. So he's probably your guy. You don't need much gun for pronghorn, but hey, anything worth killing is worth overkilling. I'd agree with that in general. I guess with pronghorn, right, it's distance, right? Like they're tough to get close to, so you want something that can at least have some energy out there at whatever your comfortable shooting distance is. Somehow you clicked on the 1227 chat. I'm glad you figured it out. Hey, there's Charles. Yeah, no problem on the annealing question. Like I said, that was something I needed to talk about, and I need to make more videos like that, which maybe I don't have anything important to say about annealing, to be quite honest. But people still want to know, you know, my thoughts. Maybe I can point you in the right direction. Tell you what's worked for me and what hasn't. Have I had any experience with Peterson brass? Yes. We've, if we're in a Win Mag right now, I'm shooting Peterson brass, so any of those recent videos would have Peterson. Got some 6.5 Creedmoor videos with some Peterson brass somewhere in history. Good stuff. Jake's been out fighting the snow all day. I didn't even fight it, man. Just watched it come down and enjoyed it. We got about 6 inches yesterday, 6-8 inches.
Super chatted $10. One of the guys in the YouTube community is up against it. Willy Bullet Man has got it with the virus and he is in the hospital. It's been touch and go, dudes. Please show some support for him. Heart.
Thanks very much, Thorzax. Yeah, that's not good to hear about Willy Bullet Man. I wish him the best. Jeff's building an induction annealer. Yeah, I am as well. Just you know, some of the comments that came in after yesterday's video and just thinking about it some more. And actually, whenever I was editing that video and doing some searches to pull up some links and stuff, man, there are a bunch of different people that have done a lot of automatic feeding, induction setups and stuff. Like everything I was talking about has already been done 100 times. So I'm definitely going to look through and see what might work for me. And that's actually why I pulled out this little Lee Reloader press and was thinking about, like, what if I just chopped off the entire top of it and then use that, you know, like to have the induction coil, or if I can get my camera to focus, the induction coil up here and just bring the cases up into it or something. There's maybe something there. Somebody else had mentioned that maybe something with the Lee app press or integrating a coil. Like, how freaking cool would that be if you could integrate the coil? How cool would it be if I could get my camera to focus? Yeah, how cool would it be to integrate a coil into maybe the Lee quick chains setup? But yeah, I'm not sure the geometry is going to work there, right? The cases are, unless they're extremely short, are going to be much higher than we can probably reach there. But I don't know. It sounds like something fun. And man, everything I run into, a lot of the ones I saw, the coolest ones I saw were, you know, 3D printed stuff. So I need to get a frickin' 3D printer. It's come to that point, you know. Oh no, got over 20 inches there in Western New York. Yeah, you gotta dig out from that, definitely. What channels do I watch? Mainly about chickens and pigs. Gardening. I ordered some seeds yesterday after watching a video from a lovely young woman in Oregon who I watch sometimes for cooking, you know, cooking shows. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, I haven't really just been consuming that much gun content lately. So I'm a little bit outside the mainstream. Don't know what the hell's going on, to be honest with you. But I'm starting to creep my way back in, maybe. You know, I just need to get back into the swing of things. Plus, a lot of the channels I used to enjoy aren't really active anymore, and I just haven't subscribed to anybody in a long time. It doesn't seem like, so got to build up my preferences for the YouTube algorithm. All it's giving me right now is farming stuff. Kyle got 11 inches up in northeastern Ohio. Like, I don't know if you guys hit the same way up in Ohio, but down here it started as rain. So it went rain, sleet, and then snow. And then tonight it's getting super cold. So all that rain, that base of rain and sleet is going to freeze. It's going to be awful tomorrow morning, probably. They probably got the roads pretty clear today, though. I didn't even leave. Didn't leave the house. When is the JRB homesteading channel coming? Well, I mean, I kind of have one. That's what my second channel's mainly been, videos about my chickens for the last 6 months. And I'm going to be getting some pigs next spring, I think. Or, well, it is. It's already 2022. It's hard to believe. So, a couple more months, I'm going to try and get some pigs to raise this summer. There's a little bit of that coming. If you haven't checked out my second channel, it's called JRB Outdoors. I need to come up with a new name for it. I'll call it Shannon's Farm to make all the real farmers mad. You're not a farmer. You're not even a homesteader. You're just a moron. Thanks. Steve asks, where is the powder? Cannot find Varget for a good price. See, all right, here's the problem. Your sentence ran on way too long there. Where is the powder? Question mark is what you got to do. You're looking for Varget, and not only that, but you're looking for Varget at a good price. That's a tough thing to do these days. You know, you just kind of gotta take what's hitting the market, and if Varget's not out there right now, then you do what you got to do. Am I going to get some Idaho pasture pigs? No, those things are ugly. Those things freak me out. Those look like they've been punched in the face, and they got those dangly little weird things off their neck. I don't know. No, actually, to be honest, clearing some land, like I've got a bunch of overgrown land that hasn't been worked in 30 years. It's just, you know, a mess. So I need something that will root and will dig and will take care of all that for me. Self-Sufficient Me is a great gardening channel. I can't remember if I've watched them, but yeah, the Living Traditions people are really good, and well, that woman I was talking about earlier, that Acre Homestead, she does a lot of cooking and stuff. So. A lot of good channels, and a lot of really bad ones over there on that subject as well. Yep, more 6 Arcs coming soon. Saw a couple people mention 6 Arc, and definitely going to be some coming. Keith says he was just watching the School of the American Rifle on YouTube. Gunsmith, really interesting breakdown of AR-15 bolt carrier group tolerances. Yeah, I have watched some of that guy's videos. Those are extremely interesting. Especially like he did one on lubing and stuff, and I think he was trying to make a point. Like he just packed that thing full of grease. Like it was an insane amount of grease, showing how he would, you know, the proper way to grease an AR. Went a little bit further than I do, definitely, but maybe just reminded me, like, yeah, you know, pack some stuff in there, you know, get it well lubed. I'm bad about, you know, little spritz on the bolt carrier and head out. Might as well grease it up properly. Can you still call me Johnny? Sure. Call me Big Ern, Ernesto, Booger, Johnny, Shannon, Shane, Sean, any of those work. Sounds like I need to get some goats. Yeah, but I don't like goat meat. And, you know, I'm not sure that I'm ready for the, like, milk goat commitment of, I don't know how long those things live, but it'd be a long time. So, pigs that I buy in the spring, kill in the fall, and they eat my overgrown stuff. Sounds perfect. Goats do sound pretty cool, though. Jake's been thinking about doing archery until powder and primers come back. See, that's, yeah, man. I love archery. I used to shoot in archery competitions when I was a young person, so a lot of fun. Right now is kind of the middle of the indoor archery season. it should be about time. There's a big shop, like think like, you know, in the reloading world we have Midway USA. Well, in the archery world there's Lancaster Archery Supply, and they have a huge indoor tournament every year called, I think it's the LAS Classic, and they do it live on YouTube. So I have to check their channel and see when that's coming up. That's a lot of fun to watch. Like, it is a lot of fun to watch. The format they've got, like, dude, I wish stuff like that could happen in the gun world, you know, where there were matches and stuff being put on here to follow. So yeah, if you're looking for some extra winter YouTube content, check out Lancaster Archery Supply. Sounds like I need a smokehouse built. That's funny you mentioned that. Like I've actually, that might be in the plans. Cause yeah, like I've got a bunch of hickory on my place. I'd love to do some hickory smoking. Put some bacon maybe or something. I don't know, but why do so many think Varget is the only powder there is? Well, if you take there's only Varget and there's only H4350 crowd, like that's about 75% of reloaders, right? Well, you throw in Tight Group, Varget, and H4350 covers everything a man would ever want to shoot. James is just getting started. Channel's been helpful. That's good to hear, man. Glad to have you. Did I get your email about Bart's bullets? Yes, I did. And I was actually going to go check my stockpile and get back to you. I've got a bunch of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got a ton, but I wanted to check with you and see whether you knew if there were any major like ogive design changes or something. Because recently, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Who gives a crap if I'm really shooting the latest thing? So, but yeah, I think I've got plenty. Sorry about that. Pigs will clean your chicken coop. Yeah. Will Ernesto McGillicuddy or Booger McGee be doing any SHOT Show videos this year? Are they, is it still on? Like, is SHOT Show still an in-person thing going on? I don't know. I might. I need to think up some good. Yeah, I need to work on the bit, I guess, if I'm going to do a video. I had something last year and I can't remember what it was, but I was too late. Like, SHOT Show always sneaks up on me. I always think it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's always earlier than I expect it to be. Yeah, we're blessed to have a lot of good powders. And yeah, you know, but it's hard to like fault anybody that doesn't want to screw around. Like, think that's part of the problem that there's so many different people in this hobby that have different goals and requirements and stuff. And you know, that's why we have the variety we have for those of us who really want that variety and like screwing around. But a lot of people don't like to screw around, you know? They just want to make ammo. It's a chore. Making ammo is a chore. For us, it's the fun.
The Sheepman 220 super chatted $11.92.
Hey, thanks, the Sheepman. Appreciate that. Or the Sheepman 220. Thank you very much. Vegas is all masked up, but they're still doing it. Hey, appreciate that, Buzz. MTN shooter, I had a problem with slam firing. Arrow Precision 308. I might be able to test that. I guess the problem, I think I've, so long since I messed with the gun, I'm trying to remember, did I ever get an Arrow bolt? I think I only ever bought the JP high pressure bolt. So if you've got an Arrow Precision bolt, maybe I won't be able to replicate it, but was it were you trying to make it happen? Was it what brand primer was it? Don't gamble with your plane ticket money. Can you overcrimp 9mm? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can overcrimp just about anything. Well, you know, there's some pretty big cantilevers out there that you can really go to town with, but yeah, I guess maybe that's the next thing I would say is, are you talking about something with a cantilever? Are you crimping into a cantilever, or are you crimping into just the bearing surface of the bullet? If it's the bare bearing surface of the bullet, you can definitely overcrimp. If it's into a cantilever, you can probably still overcrimp, but yeah, just don't crimp too much. If you look at it and say that's too much crimp, back it off a little. Carbon built up in the firing pin channel. Oh, okay. Best replacement for CFE Black. Accurate 1680. You know, Accurate 1680 and CFE Black are very, very similar. Or Vihtavuori N120. A lot of people are saying good things about that. I've got some of that I want to test in 300 Blackout pretty soon, but I guess it depends. Are you talking about CFE Black for the Blackout, or are you talking about CFE Black for something else like 762x39 or something else? E-Rock's running Alcos. Yeah, I've never run any Alcos. I want to try some. I definitely will someday. Screwing around with guns and reloading is where the fun is. It is, but you know, we just always have to keep in mind that there's a lot of people where it isn't. You know, their fun is competing or whatever, you know, shooting stuff a long ways away, and the reloading isn't always the fun thing that some of us try and make it out to be. Idaho owns a 224 Valkyrie because of SHOT Show hype. Lesson learned. I want to get back to the Valkyrie at some point and try it out again. See what people have learned over the years since we tried it out that first time. Yeah, 224 Valkyrie was a little bit of a hot mess, but I remember there's a guy that's always here who's got one and loves it and has kind of kept my interest going by occasionally, you know, asking when I'm going to bring it back out. You know, and maybe I've matured enough to go back now, because like, if I'm remembering correctly, I get the Nosler and the Valkyrie mixed up sometimes in my memory, just from, you know, two bad experiences with separate cartridges. The Valkyrie, it was all about primer pockets, right? Like, we just could not get the primer pockets to hold together. And even backing down the loads, we just couldn't back the loads down enough to get the primer pockets to stay in one piece. Yeah, that was the deal with the Valkyrie. So maybe there have been brass improvements or something lately, or something. I don't know. I want to get back to the Nosler as well with the Hager brass, the 22 Nosgar stuff. I want to get back to that at some point. Any update on DIY induction annealing? Yeah, we were talking about that when we kicked this thing off at first. I think I'm going to try one, but you know, it's going to be a project in the background. I want to do some research and look. There are a million videos. I didn't realize how extensive the video or the work that had been done out there. Like, there are a million people that already have automatic feeding setups working and 3D printed gadget gizmos, plans available and whatnot. So I'm looking into it.
Guy Actual super chatted $5. Thanks for helping learn to reload and work up a good 77 grains 223. You are my therapist some days.
Hey, I appreciate that, Guy Actual. Thanks very much. I'm glad your 77 grain load's working out for you. Uh, 22 Nosler to 22 Nosler to Nosgar was a primer pocket mess too. No, it wasn't, or at least I don't remember. With 22 Nosler, it was all that, you know, that small case head. We just could not get it to stop tearing up. Like, even straight factory loads or straight load data from Nosler, like, we were tearing up brass. And it seemed like there was one or two powders where we got it to where, like, where it wouldn't tear up the brass. It seemed like super duper picky about having just the right powder to deal with that tiny little case head. Yeah, like Conan Mills mentioned, he summarized the situation as well. Thanks. Trying to... Man, some of this stuff, it's been several years. Like, Tom has just gone by crazy fast. Yeah, it's just insane. I can't even remember when I posted my first videos. It was 2014 or 15 maybe? So like 5, 6, 7 years. So a lot of this stuff is dimming in my memory. Sierra bullets in the Valkyrie are a bit of a pain. 90s or 95s are not known to be easy to get to shoot. Well, that was funny. Like, back with my tests, if you're, let's see, the Valkyrie. Yeah, the Valkyrie was the one that was exploding in the 90s, right? Or the 90s were having issues, and a bunch of the factory ammo was in the lands of rifles, or that might have been the 6 ARC definitely had that problem as well. But yeah, the 90s and the 95s shot really, really good out of my Valkyrie. But it was a white oak barrel, and they generally shoot pretty good anyway. Go down the rabbit hole of 3D printing. I guess that's the problem. I need to find out, is 3D printing at a point where I could get one? And, well, so I was exchanging some emails with a guy about some Lee app stuff that he had found on the Thingiverse and printed and wanted to print me out a set. And I guess that's my question. So is 3D printing at a point where I could buy one, download crap off Thingiverse, and make it without getting too deep? You know, or is it going to take over my life? Is it going to be my new main hobby, just trying to figure out how the stupid thing works? Or have they reached a point where you can click on Thingiverse, click print, and as long as you bought the right plastic and maybe did a calibration right, you're good to go? Like, can a moron like me do it these days? Hopefully. If that's the case, then I need to just go ahead and spend the money. S2 Outdoor says he thinks the 224 Valkyrie would have been more successful if the cartridge was optimized for 75 to 80 grains. The 90 plus bullets are near impossible to get, and the velocity is pathetic. Yeah, but like to get the ballistics they were wanting. If you remember, trying to think when they released the Valkyrie, wasn't its big thing is that it was better than the Grendel? Like, you know, it was more, or it was like an AR to 1,300 yards or something. And it was all about those big heavy bullets to get the ballistics so that they could get their marketing straight. But if you go back, if you want a cartridge optimized for 75 to 80s, that's the nozzle. That's the 22 nozzle in the Nosgark and with the 6.5 Hager brass, or the 6 Hager brass. Like, that's really just about as much case capacity as you could get with that bolt face, with a throat for those for those size bullets. I don't know. Yes. A lot of people are saying yes on the 3D printer query. You can print your own ammo boxes. What is the background music? The finest of YouTube's royalty-free crap that won't get me in trouble. Yeah, Tim, no update on t-shirts at this point. And I'm not going to put "don't blow your face off" across a t-shirt and make you pay $30 for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll drop a t-shirt one of these days and hopefully it'll be something I'm proud of and that people will actually wear. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll raise pigs and sell you a pound of bacon. Send you some stickers with your bacon. Yeah, Valkyrie was all about pushing 224 to 1,000 yards. Yeah. Yeah, they should have basically done a 22 Grendel. Nope, I did not get a deer this year with the 308. I was hoping to get a deer with the lead bullets in the 308, but I didn't. Steve asked, hold on one second, let me wait till this goes through. What powder and how much should I use to reload 50 AE?
Jamie Aaron Sanchez Cavazos super chatted $5. What powder and how much should I use to reload .50A?
Unfortunately, I don't have one. But let's see, what's the most common bullet weight? That's usually the first question whenever you're trying to find a powder. So you got to figure out what bullet weight range you're interested in. I assume with the 50, it's probably... hang on one second. Yeah, I'll have to just go through all the websites and see who has 50 AE data. Does anybody know? Maybe somebody else can help us out here, because I just really don't have any information. I appreciate it very much, though. 325 grains is normal. We both go back and hit that question before I forget it. Oh, yeah. Steel Foley asks, any plans on doing more Mark 262 testing? Do I think the Cannelure makes a huge difference on the 77 open tip match accuracy? I will do more 262 testing whenever more powders, whenever a powder comes along that I want to test, or if one dawns on me that I haven't tested before. Like that series, we hit most of the good powders, but there's still a few I could go back and hit, or some that I could go back and test again, maybe just because the results were poor. And as far as Cannelure goes, I mean, as far as the only reason I bought the ones with the Cannelure is because it was supposed to be a, you know, Mark 262 exact clone as close as we could get it. So, and somebody else had recently asked why, whether they could use something other than Lake City Brass, and it's like, yeah, absolutely. I just used Lake City because it was a clone, just for the fun of it. And same thing with the Cannelure. I mean, I don't think there's ever a time when a Cannelure is going to make a bullet more accurate, right? Like it's a disruption to the bearing surface. That's always got to be a negative, you would think. Now, you know, in that series, we shoot great groups, and I don't think my groups would be significantly better if I used the ones without a Cannelure, but they certainly wouldn't be any worse, right? So I would say that the Cannelure version is at best the same, but at worst maybe a little worse.
Tim7 of 7 super chatted $5. Don't blow your face off is worth a super chat, Lamau.
Appreciate that, Tim. Thanks very much. Any info about that 50 AE powder popping up here? H110, Winchester 293, 296 for AE. Yep. Cool. So it's like 300 blackout. Looks like Winchester 296 or H1 or Hodgson H110. They're the same powder, and they're very popular. You know, usually can find them on the market every once in a while. So hope that helps. Do you need to anneal 223s every time you reload, or how often? You know, there's no rules, man. You can do it kind of how you want, and you know, it's not uncommon for people to anneal every couple firings and stuff. But I anneal after every firing, and to get the most benefit out of annealing all the time and load the best ammo, you should do the same things all the time, right? So sizing annealed brass every time is more consistent than, you know, shooting them 4 times and then annealing, or shoot whatever. But yeah, like I said, there's no rules. Like whatever works for you. You know, like some people had brought up in the comments, like, well, I blow out my primer pockets before my next split or anything else, so who really gives a crap? That's a good point. Like, you know, if Yeah. Hey, thanks, Kev. He looked it up. Looks like the Hornady manual shows a 300 grain XTP for the 50 AE with accurate number 9, Alliant 2400, Vitavori N110, Low Gun, Enforcer H110. So yeah, same powder list as 300 Blackout pretty much, it looks like. Probably pretty much the same. A little fast on the fast side for 7.62 by 39. But that same family of powders looks like it's going to be the ones. Cabela's on the north end of Columbus has primers more often than powder normally buy. I haven't been up there in forever. I need to go up there. I need to go to the big city. Pick up a couple things. Seems like a waste of time to go look for reloading components though, you know. I used to spend a lot of time in that Cabela's. One down in Cincinnati. I know all the Cabela's. Used to travel all the time for work, and that'd be what I did in the evenings before I go to the hotel, swing through all the random places that sell reloading stuff and build up some variety in my stockpile. Some of the old videos with the Colt need to be redone with the more accurate gun. Yeah, that's... I'm trying to think back what we... Like, is there any particular bullet you can think of that I tested where it really deserves that treatment? I don't remember. I know... It seems like whenever I went to the White Oak Armament barrels, which wasn't all that long after I started the channel, I really just went to the 77s for some reason, and I left behind, like, the 69 had been my favorite bullet for a long time, and I just don't shoot as many of the 69s as I used to. But I'd like to definitely shoot some 69s in the White Oak barrel and see how they would do. And I've got a bunch of them. I've got a big box of 500 at least. Have I tried Reloader 15.5 in anything yet? No. I haven't been able to get a hold of it. I almost got a hold of it whenever that last batch went out, but it seems like they're just pissing out tiny, tiny little batches of it, if anything at all. So, to be honest, I'd rather wait till it hits the market and some people can actually get a hold of it before I'm testing with it. We've got enough problems of, you know, watching stuff and not being able to buy what we want, so no reason to bring a new powder into the mix. Five to 9 Minnesota Farmer just jumped on. It's the new 30 Super Carry work in 30 cal cans. Somebody else brought up this 30. Is 30 Super Carry a new cartridge that's being announced at SHOT Show this year or something? I haven't even heard of it yet. Let me see what we got here. Federal 30 Super Carry. More changes everything. More capacity than a 9mm, more effectiveness than a 380. Okay. Need to move my little chat box. There it is. 30 is garbage, I saw somebody say. 30 Super Carry is garbage. Stick with 9mm. What conclusion did I come to with the 6.5 Grendel barrel? Is it a keeper? Yeah, kinda. Like I've shot enough good groups with that Faxon barrel where, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I got to be honest with you though, if I was buying a Grendel barrel again right now, I would probably go with Odinworks, because the Odinworks barrel, my 6 arc, I'm really happy with, and that 22 Nosler barrel I bought from theirs, I'm really happy with. So, White Oak Armament doesn't do Grendel, so I would probably maybe go with Odinworks. But a lot of good folks out there these days. I don't know what the difference is between price and something like a Faxon or an Odinworks. .30 Super Carry is a meme cartridge. Okay. Was it like is this an old April Fool's joke I missed? Or is this really something new? Why carry a subpar 9 when you could just carry a 9? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Yeah, let's watch their video here.
The biggest self-defense advancement in nearly 100 years is finally here. Federal .30 Super Carry, an all-new cartridge that redefines protection. More magazine capacity than 9mm Luger, more power than .380 Auto, designed specifically for concealed carry. The Federal Engineer cartridge bridges the ultimate gap in handgun self-defense, the one between .380 Auto and 9mm Luger. Its .312-inch diameter projectile delivers the same...
Hey, is this a real gap? Like, are there people out there where it's like, God, I just can't handle the 9, but the .380 is just not quite it? I mean, I guess maybe in tiny little pocket guns, maybe, but I mean, they're making itty-bitty little 9mm now, right? I don't know. That seems...
Same muzzle energy as 9mm, with ballistic performance and penetration that far exceed that of .380. .30 Super Carry.
Yeah, that's not a real thing. Why don't I have a...
These downsized dimensions allow more magazine capacity than 9mm.
Why don't I have controls on this embed thing here?
Luger. 2 additional rounds in initially available handgun models. Added capacity that can make all the difference in a real-world self-defense scenario. And, unlike most popular handgun cartridges that were developed for military and law enforcement, .30 Super Carry was designed solely for concealed carry, ensuring every facet, from physical size to terminal performance, is perfectly suited to real-world defense. Shooters can even get more from the cartridge, with new loads across the Federal line, including HST and American Eagle.
So who's chambering for this? Has Glock announced a gun for it?
More changes everything. .30 Super Carry.
Okay. The gap is gun size and mag capacity? Okay. Yeah, I mean, as a moron who doesn't really even follow this crap very much, I didn't even own a pistol until like 5 years ago. I probably ought to keep my mouth shut. I don't really know what the market needs are, I guess, you know? But I'm kind of getting where a lot of y'all are, getting what a lot of y'all are saying. See if they got some more here. There's an M&P.
The most revolutionary advancement in personal defense is here. Introducing 30 Super Carry from Federal. More than an all-new cartridge. The ultra-compact design of 30 Super Carry represents an entirely new class of defense ammunition designed to give you more. It's more capacity than ever thought imaginable. By maximizing existing magazine space with 2 additional rounds in a standard stack, it's more confidence in a smaller package with hard-hitting ballistic performance on par with a 9mm. 30 Super Carry, the new size in personal defense. For the moment, it matters
I
most.
want to go back to that other video and look. Oh, okay, here it is right here. Penetration and expansion. All right, so they're showing a 100 grain bullet for this versus a 124 grain bullet with 9mm. Higher velocity and a little lower power. You know, I mean, I guess maybe why not, you know, if it's... Yeah, I don't know. They can't make ammo for existing cartridges and they decide to develop a new one. Yeah, I mean, that's... How does 6 Arc seem to be doing in the market? Because, you know, it landed right when COVID hit. Nothing was available. It was awful. And I know at the time a lot of us thought, you know, this is going to kill this cartridge. It's never going to have a chance to get off the ground. But you'd think they would have, you know, they would have to know what they're talking about, right? They wouldn't release a cartridge if they couldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I will say though, like my Glock 43 9mm is a little bigger than I'd like. It's not super comfortable in a pocket. Would be nice to have something a little bit smaller. Have I found a farm truck yet? I've found that I can't afford a farm truck. I had to make some, I had to do some financial rearranging about 6 months ago. And it was kind of down to, I really needed a tractor. Really, 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 really bad to try and get my driveway figured out and some of my land. Like drainage is failing on my land and I got some ditches to dig and some driveways to keep straight and that sort of stuff. So I got that instead. So I've got a tractor payment now instead of a car payment. Because my car, I paid it off a while back, like a year ago maybe. And the tractor payment kind of took the place of the car payment a little bit. So yeah, no truck. I'm getting by. Like I've got a trailer. So car and trailer is good to go. But I don't know what the hell I was ever thinking. I should have bought a truck long ago. Get a J-frame. Do I have to Google what a J-frame is? Is that a Smith & Wesson revolver? Like everything I've... Yeah, it is! Oh, yeah, everything with frames seems to be... How many frickin' frames have they made, for crying out loud? Oh yeah, God. Man, that 22-250, I dropped the project again. Like, I've got to get that done because I need to get my brother his gun back, you know? Like, it's... At some point, my brother's going to need his gun back. I've had it like 2 years. So I need to get that finished, moved on, and then maybe we can move on to a AR-10 barrel, or I don't know what we'll do. Maybe we'll rebarrel my Tika. Oh man, Idaho Rogers brings up a very good point. I didn't even think about this freaking 30. What is it? Super Carry? Yeah, the 30 Super Carry is going to make brass sorting an even bigger pain in the ass than it already is with 380. What's the best state to buy land to shoot on? I would say go out west and buy yourself a dusty little acre for nothing. I don't know. Is that even available out west anywhere? I'm not sure. But put you a trailer or maybe an old camper on it, and then shoot in all of the, like, a billion acres of BLM land and stuff that you've got all around you. That makes me so jealous, seeing the guys out west just be able to go out in the desert and shoot wherever they want to, any distance they want to. Have I seen the Springfield Hellion yet? No. Let me... Here. Maybe I did see this. Was this on Demo Ranch or something? I guess every time I see one of these new guns come out, I always think like, well, I don't know. Like, why would I drop an A? Like, why would I not just buy an AR? Is there, like, I get like this thing's short, bull puppy looking sort of deal going on, so there's probably all that. Does it still have a terrible trigger and all that old bullpup problems from the past? I guess it's technological advancement. Is that what it is? Forgotten Weapons has a great video on the Hellion. It's not new. Oh, okay. It's an old Croatian design. All right. I thought this was something new they dropped. And it's like, what? Why? Talk about unnecessary cartridges. Like, do we need this? Anybody? Range cred? Will CCI 41 primers be okay in 357 mag? No. The cups are going to be too hard, and your poor little firing pin probably isn't going to be able to get the job done. And then if it does, it's going to be significantly hotter than even a Magnum pistol primer. So you're going to have to be very careful. So yeah, just bad idea, brother. Stick to pistol primers in pistol and stick to rifle primers in rifle. And if you want to make a personal decision to shoot a Magnum in a regular scenario or a regular in a Magnum scenario, then that's a whole lot more reasonable. But switching the rifle to pistol line is a little bit tougher. Yeah, Brad, I agree with that. He says trucks cost too much, but they are nice. I miss my Silverado. There's nothing better to take a trip in. They just cost too much. if you're the guy that can buy an older truck and fix it up. Yeah, and I guess that's exactly the scenario I was in, because so this car I bought, I've had it 5 years, 6 years, something like that. And I know its history. It's only got like 75,000 miles on it. I bought it with 20, somewhere around 20. So I've taken really good care of it and all of that. So the equivalent truck I could trade it for, if I just wanted to trade it straight up for a truck, it would be an absolute piece of garbage. Super high mileage piece of garbage. And it's my only vehicle, right? Like I'm not married and stuff, so it's not like I have multiple vehicles and I can really afford to have one that sucks. Plus, like, all my family lives over an hour away, so I need to have something I can hop in that's reliable and get me where I need to go. And that stupid little car is great. And all-wheel drive gets me, you know, no problems whatsoever in the snow and all of that. So I just need to hook up a trailer when I want to haul stuff. So I just need to quit my complaining. But yeah, it'd be pretty sweet to have a truck. Look up 8.6 blackout. Yeah, I've heard about that a couple times too. Like that. Now that's got my interest right there, I guess. I haven't looked it up. It hasn't got my interest enough for me to look it up, but or yeah, or is it the Creedmoor? Wasn't it 8.6 Creedmoor, or is that the one in? Is this one of the? Is this that by that Q company? I don't know anything about them. It's funny though. I was thinking about this the other day because somebody was mentioning that I should have bought some other suppressor or something other than another Silencer Co. And I don't really disagree. I don't have anything good or bad really to say about Silencer Co. But whenever I was looking for my second suppressor, I was like, well, you know, now is maybe the time I should go out and look around. But it was right at the time when this Q guy was in some gigantic, the entire suppressor world was just freaking out over something. I think it was welds. Somebody had welded bad or something. And everybody was just bitching. And I was like, I don't want anything to do with any of this crap. Like, this is all drama. It's a freaking tube of metal. Like, there's not that much technology in a freaking suppressor, people. So I was just like, screw it. I'm just going to buy another Silencer Co. You know, I'm happy enough with the one I've bought. I'm just buying another one because, man, everybody has got their favorite suppressor and they're idiots about it. They're crazy about it. People get passionate, man. People get passionate. All right, let's see what this 8.6 blackout's all about. Or 8.6 Creedmoor.
8.6 ammo. You know, that's a difficult project. 8.6 ammo because it involves several things. Our idea, our background with 300 Blackout, with Ethan and I developing that. The commercial market, also, you know, and that's really random. Like, we have to just think about what the commercial market would want and make decisions. But then it's the military's involved, a foreign military is involved, and then ammunition companies. So it's very complex and there's a lot of moving parts and things that I don't have control over. But we're unwilling to compromise on the things that Ethan and I find that we believe is important and important to the commercial market. For instance, one of the military groups that's involved, they only wanted subsonic, so they wanted the ammo to be subsonic only. But if we focus too much on the subsonic, the supersonic really suffers and isn't viable. And I think we don't have the best.
All right, I need to go back. I don't even know what it is, man. Don't tell me all this. Tell me the basics. 8.6 Creedmoor, a sneak peek, maybe? How old are these videos? How long ago was this? Yeah, this is 2018. I just want to see what the stupid cartridge looks like. The hell is he holding?
6 Creedmoor.
Oh, one of those. Yeah, I just want to see a picture of the stupid cartridge. Trying to get a picture of this stupid thing. There we go. That's pretty cool. So I guess Blackout's just a smaller, piddlier version of that. Yeah, 2018's 4 years ago. It's hard to believe, man. Time flies, brother. $70,000 for a truck these days, dude. It gets worse than that. And plus, like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just a few years away from paying off my house as well, like 4 years away, and yeah, it'd be nice to be out from under a bunch of crap. I'm not looking to add some gigantic, spend a bunch of money on a truck. I don't need to go anywhere. Yeah, your new F-350 was $96,000. They're freaking amazing, though, right? I mean, I can't think it was a donut video where they were talking about just kind of the general luxury of the current truck. Like, they're amazing, and they're freaking gigantic. Standing by my brother's the other day, or a while back. We were just standing there talking, like, this freaking truck is like at my chin, the bed. How do you even load crap into this thing? It's crazy. Trying to do a huge ass 300 black with like a 1 in 3 twist or something. That's kind of what I'm figuring. Because doesn't that Q company run a like 1 in 5 or some ridiculous crazy fast twist in 300 blackout, or do a progressive twist, or they do something weird with twist in the blackout as well, right? Tell you the truck I'd love to have. I had a 95 F-150. It was 2-wheel drive, though. I mean, it was the 2-wheel drive with a straight 6 standard. That truck was awesome. I got rid of it and got it's like a 2000, 2001 or something F-150 4-wheel drive that I swear it had been in a flood or something before. Everything I ever tried to do with that thing, bolts broke, everything was just rusted to hell. I think those are the only 2 trucks I've owned. I've been too into cars. Haven't really had a lot of trucks. Yeah, there was a time you could reach into the middle of your full-size long bed truck without a step stool. One in 5 in the Honey Badger. Gotcha. Can't wait for the 30 Creedmoor to come out. If they were going to... Is there one? Is that a real thing? Like, it seems like... Yeah. What's my dream car? I already owned my dream car. I totaled my dream car. Now, I had a 2005 Mitsubishi Evolution, Lancer Evolution 8. That was the last year of the Evo 8. It had it for a couple years. At that point, my car payment was more than my rent. But yeah, some girl that was freaking absolutely fried on something, ran a red light, hit my passenger front wheel, and just tore it all to crap. It's called the 308 Winchester. That's what I was like, you know. Yeah. I mean, but you know, you never know. They could do something crazy. Like, you know, okay, let's do a 30 Creedmoor and do a 1 in 7 twist and shoot 225s and 200 grain bullets out of it all the time. Which I guess you can do that with a 1 in 10. I don't know. I do not underestimate their ability to try and get money out of us with a redundant new cartridge. Watched too much Tokyo Drift. Now this was before then. It's funny how what had happened. I was in the military. Oh, I had a Ford Ranger. I had a 1995 Ford Ranger at one point. Yeah, because whenever I was stationed out in California is when I had that, and then drove it back, and then I sold that truck, and I was looking for just a dirt cheap car. I just wanted a cheap car, and my brother's friend had a Plymouth Laser for sale, which is the same thing as a Mitsubishi Eclipse and a Eagle Talon, and I bought that. It was just a little front-wheel drive, so like a 91, 92 model. And I loved that car. Absolutely loved it. And then I had that one for a few years and then got the all-wheel drive version and then got rid of that and then went a couple years because I was out of money. I mean, getting into cars is so expensive. Crazy expensive. And I had no money at the time, so got out of cars for a while and then came back in with the Evo. Like they, you know, as soon as they announced the Evo in 2003, it was like, I don't care if I live in a cardboard box. I'm going to own this. I'm going to own one of these, but I waited a couple years just to, because I really liked the Evo 8 and wanted to wait until they kind of had the kinks worked out of it. I planned to keep the car my whole life. You know, it was one of those where I wanted to keep it, maybe try and keep the miles low on it and have it for a long time. Was I stationed at Fort Irwin? No, I'm not. I was in the Marine Corps, so I was out at 29 Palms, California for Communication Electronics School back in 1997. Pretty much the whole year of 97 I spent out there. Up there, Timothy, in southern West Virginia. I got about 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches, something like that. How about you? I know there were parts of southern West Virginia that didn't really get hit that hard, weren't there? It's kind of a weird strip there in the middle. Because I think Charleston didn't get all that much, did they? You can sleep in a car, but you can't race a house. That's what I'm talking about. Need a chicken truck. I need a side-by-side. I wish I had never sold my side-by-side. I had that Polaris Ranger that was really good to me, but I just wasn't using it much and sold it. And wouldn't mind having that back. Yeah, a lot of people ask about the 300 Hammer. Yeah, the 300 Hammer and the 350 Legend, those two seem to have really taken off. You know, those seem to be here to stay, judging by how many people ask me about them. The Hammer, I probably won't end up doing anything with because it just a lot of overlap there with the Blackout. But maybe the 350 Legend. Did the chickens like the snow? No, the chickens hate the snow. They will not even come out in the snow. Almost destroyed a fire truck at 29 stumps. Johnny's got 6 to 8 inches. You know, it's average. 29 Palms sounds like a shady massage parlor. Dude, that's a weird place. That is a really, really weird place. You're around Beckley, and it's 4 to 8, depending on where it is blown. Yeah, it's probably about the same down here then. So I guess, Winter Place? They probably got a bunch, hopefully. I haven't been skiing in... You know, I think the last ski trip I took, which one was the space shuttle that broke up over Texas? Yeah, I can't remember. It was the day. I remember I was in a, me and my brother and some of his buddies were at a ski place. And I remember seeing that news on the TV. I think that was the last time I went skiing. Long time ago. That's going to bug the crap out of me. Can't remember the name of that shuttle that crashed. The Enterprise? The Challenger was the one in the 80s, wasn't it? With the teacher on it? Columbia. It was February 1st, 2003. I guess that was the last day I went skiing. You know, some other important stuff happened, but, you know, I went skiing. Yeah, the 306 was a great motor, no doubt, man. That truck always ran really great. Didn't have a ton of power, but it ran really well. You were at the lake when it was raining spaceship all over the place. Really? During Challenger. Have I played with any of the Howa Mini actions? No semis here, so bolt actions are the go-to. Yeah, I've looked at them. I've looked at a bunch of the Howas. And I think whenever I finally get around to doing a 7.62x39, I think I'll probably maybe do a Howa. Or that's one of the options. I like the concept. They're pretty cool. Just put together a 22 Grendel. So what are the numbers looking like when comparing the 22 Grendel with the Valkyrie? A couple hundred feet per second, or is it that much? Going to send some 88 ELDs at 2900-ish. That's a pretty crazy feat out of an AR, man. People can make fun all they want, but by God, they've got some cartridges for the AR that can really get the job done, you know? Oh, the average reloader mentions that the problem with the Howa Mini action is you are limited to AR of overall lengths. Hey, take it easy there, Michael.
Overton Windex super chatted $10. Can you quickly explain pressure signs? I'm going to be working up along 338 LM loads soon. I'm a bit fuzzy on how to monitor pressure.
Signs. Yeah, so, man. 338's a crazy place to get started. Now, what I'm wondering about, I want to look up something here really quick. All right, so 338 Lapua is a 60,000 PSI or 61,000 PSI cartridge. So, a couple things. Hopefully, have you been able to shoot some factory ammo through the gun? Do you know what brass normally looks like when
God of Maine super chatted $10. What would you recommend him looking at a 6mm rifle? I've seen good things on 6-ARC but also 6 Creedmoor.
Good deal. We'll get to that. Appreciate that. We'll get to all these here in just a second. But, you know, hopefully you've had a chance to shoot some factory ammo, and, you know, it's a piece of 223, but still, gosh, I need, stand by. I don't have, like, any fired brass here. Plus, I assume that you're talking about a bolt action rifle, usually, anyway. So, to find one that, yeah, all of this is, so like this is, maybe I could make a point here as well with this. This is a piece of 308 that had a rough ride through my AR-10, right? So that's where you can see the, come on, focus. Let me get my focus point set right. There we go. Yeah, so let's see, what was I saying? Yeah, this one is just a piece of 308 that went through an AR-10, but you can see where the ejector kind of made a funky spot there, made an imprint on the brass. So that's one thing if you watch my normal gas gun videos, you'll see me talking about sometime, but sometimes that's gas. You're not going to be dealing with that in a bolt action rifle, but that's a good example of something weird on the case head that doesn't look right. And the same thing, you want to look at the same thing with your primer. I need to find you a cratered primer to look at. Hold on one second. I gotta have something here. Yeah, I think my last range trip with the Win Mag, we had some pretty extensive primer cratering, or not extensive, but some noticeable primer cratering. So with this primer, there you go. You'll see that it's got a little ridge around where the primer strike happened. So what you want to do with your gun is, like I said, if you've shot some factory ammo, kind of have a look at what those look like. What do the primers look like on your factory ammo? The the edges of the primer, how they're still kind of rounded, like this. The reason why you always need to check some factory ammo or something is, well, like this gun in particular does crater primers a little bit. So this bit of cratering is pretty normal. But what you'll see, and which can be a pressure sign, is if you see a crater like this coming up whenever you normally don't, right? It's not a normal thing. Or maybe with this gun where I know that, okay, about this amount of primer cratering is okay, but if I see it starting to get higher, well, what happens is you go just a little bit farther and you're going to start punching holes in the primer. It's going to pierce the primer. So a pierced primer, major pressure sign. If you pierce a primer, stop. Something's going on. Another is that anytime the rounded edge of your primer starts looking flat, if it looks like this whole primer was just flattened out and it's filling up the entire primer pocket, that's usually a very bad sign. But like I said, you've got to look and see what maybe some factory ammo looked like, and sometimes different primers can trip you up a little bit. Like maybe you're shooting a Federal primer that flattens a little bit more than maybe a CCI primer. So there's a bit of you can get a false positive here as far as thinking you're in high pressure when you're not. So any markings on, you know, the normal case head, any piercing or extensive cratering with your firing pin strike, any, you know, extensive flattening going on, big problems. The other thing you should do is look right around here for case head separations. So, you know, a case will fail by cracking right along there, and that can be a yeah, that's not a failure I would want to experience with the .338 Lapua Magnum, I don't think. So take it out. You just fired the shot, take it out of the gun. I usually like drag my finger across, see, you know, you'll feel if you know, you've got a big primer crater you need to have a close look at or something like that. Maybe you look at the side of the case, you look for any excuse me, you look for any splits, you look for any weird crap going on here that might signal an impending case head separation. You have a look at your neck and you look for, you know, splits or cracks or anything like that. So I think that's pretty much about it. You know, the other, trying to think how to say this. Just working up to the point where you get visible pressure signs is not the right way to do it all the time, right? You need to, if you're looking at load data and you load to the max and your pressure, your brass looks great, and then you keep going and it keeps looking great, and then you keep pushing it until you start seeing pressure signs, which is, you know, like if you go back in my early 6.5 Grendel videos, I was just loading like a moron. We were just trying to see how much velocity we could get out of that little cartridge, and I was just way over max pressure. So yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is don't see pressure signs as something you should work up to. You know, especially if you're in a new cartridge or you're just getting started or something like that, then, you know, look at your load data. Go out and shoot your load data. Staying within that, within that data and seeing how things look. So I hope that helps. Maybe that gives you some ideas of what to look for. But most important, just work off of published load data if it's available. And I'm sure it is for a cartridge like .338 Lapua. There should be plenty of load data out there, hopefully. All right, man. Thank you again for the super chat. Thank you very much. So, all right, the next one. So, God of Maine, thank you very much, sir. What would I recommend? I'm looking at a 6mm rifle. I've seen good things on 6 ARC, but also 6 Creedmoor. Very, very different cartridges. So, the 6mm ARC is designed for the AR platform. It can certainly do great things in a bolt-action rifle, and a lot of people do that. But if you're talking about in an AR, so are you talking about 6 ARC in an AR-10 or AR-15? And hang on, I need to get a drink real quick. Pardon me, need a little sip. I should shut up and let one of you all talk for a few minutes. Yeah, so if you're talking about 6 ARC in an AR-15 or 6 Creedmoor in an AR-10, then that's one question, I guess. Are you talking about a bolt action rifle? Like, if I was getting a bolt action rifle, for me it would be an easy choice. I would go with 6 Creedmoor. It gives me more of everything, right? More velocity, heavier bullets, just a more powerful cartridge. Because, you know, a cartridge like this, I'm going to want to hunt with it. So, hunting use would be my primary use case, I guess. So, I don't know. They're both good cartridges. If you're looking for an AR-15, then it would be 6 ARC because the Creedmoor's too big to fit in an AR-15. The AR-10, you know, I've got an AR-10 in 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor. And, you know, some recent videos, they're shooting really, really good. But, man, it's a heavy platform. Like, hunting a little bit with the 308 this year, that's a pretty heavy gun. So, yeah. Go down and see if you've given any follow-up. I'd be interested to see whether you're talking about semi-auto guns or if you're talking about a bolt-action rifle. Going down to... Okay, there it is. There, yeah, so God of Maine said, want it in an AR platform. Okay, then I don't have any direct experience with the 6 Creedmoor and the AR-10, but I don't know why it wouldn't be awesome. You know, everybody seems to be doing good things with that cartridge, so it's good to go. So I guess then it would really come down to the weight difference between the AR-10 and the AR-15. Woo! Oh, I got the Omicron. I think. Actually, I legit think I do. I've been frickin' coughing for about 7 to 10 days now.
Overton Windex super chatted $20, trying to take advantage of the 34-inch barrel. I'll be watching Velocity 2. I guess I'm also unclear on exactly how useful load books are if you've got 8 inches extra barrel. 300 grains burgers close to lands. 4.050 magazine.
Okay, so that's good to know that you've got... So this is back to the 338 Lapua. This is further to that question. Thank you again, by the way. You don't need to... don't need to super chat with every follow-up. Just throwing that out there. But I do appreciate it very much. But yeah, it's good that you'll have access to velocity, and unclear on how useful load books are if you've got 8 inches of extra barrel. As far as velocity predictions, you know, that's going to be, you're going to have to add a little bit there. But as far as like load data goes, it shouldn't change. The additional barrel length shouldn't drastically change, you know, the point at which you start hitting pressure or anything like that. So and that's another one where maybe you can kind of get an idea of a ballpark if you've had a chance to shoot some factory ammo through the gun, of just looking at the box velocity versus your observed velocity. You know, maybe get an idea of about how much difference you're seeing from the normal. Well, I guess with the 338s, what, 26s are probably the normal load data velocity numbers. Hey, take it easy, Buzz. Yeah, Joseph brings up a good point. With 8 extra inches to the barrel, make sure to pick powders from the slow end of the chart. I think, yeah, not a bad idea. Especially since, you know, you mentioned you're wanting to take advantage of those inches, then it does open up your powder selection a little bit. Is it common for 243 to flatten primers even at lowest recommended charges? Even see it on factory ammo. It can be. Like, I've got one gun in particular. I can't remember which one it is, but I remember it leaves an imprint on the bolt face, no matter, or on the case head from the bolt face every time. Like, no matter what happens. So I don't know if there's just something about that gun that causes additional what do they call it, bolt thrust or whatever, pressure there, but or if it's just its machining is a little bit rougher than others and it seems to imprint. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough to know what you're looking at. Hope he's shooting 1 to 2 miles with that kind of artillery. Yeah, that's a whole lot of gun right there, man. I don't know why this song is in my music selection. It's like a... It's called 80s Vampire Car Chase. Why did we add this one to the list? What, Zion? There's a new LabRadar app? No. Holy crap. Hang on, while it reads out the super chat, I'll go get my iPad.
Zion71 super chatted $20. Sorry late. Have you seen the new app for the LabRadar yet? Spent yesterday with it, not in love but some improvements. Still disconnects though. Alright, let's try and scoot that guy back just a little. Pardon me, I gotta put the cord over your head. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me. Thank you. Let's see. Alright, so you're saying there is a new LabRadar app. Close the 4 million applications I've got running.
Overton Windex super chatted $5.
$35 bucks is worth being a bit further away from blowing my face off. Thank you. Yes, it's a 2-mile build, guy in the chat.
Hey, Overton, I really appreciate that. I don't know that, you know, I don't know that I was helpful. Hopefully I was, but it's hard because, you know, there's just no set rules. It's like, okay, before you blow your face off, you're definitely going to see primer flattening. You're definitely going to see primer cratering. You're definitely going to get a case head separation. Like, none of those are true. Like, you should. Like, you should get some sign if you're, you know, if you're moving slowly and trying to get there in a careful manner, but it doesn't really, I guess here's the point. Like, you're probably going to see something, but if you don't see it, it doesn't really, like, don't take that as license to just keep on going and as far as you possibly can. All right, let me, this is, almost like all of my phones are Android. This is the only Apple product I use, so it's always a pain in the ass for me to figure out what I'm doing here. Alright, come on. Search, maybe. There we go. Update. Alright, it's updating. It is updating. Night Slugger is not seeing a new app on the Android side. Ooh, I wonder. Yeah, let me grab my phone. I'll check on it. Maybe they fixed that.
God of Maine super chatted $10. Next question 6 Arc or 6.5 Grendel, and since you have both, can you go into detail about those two, the 6 Arc or 6.5 Grendel, for hunting deer and overall experience with them?
Yes, definitely. Give me just 1 second. You want to see the Bic lighter in a powder box? Where'd it go? Over there. Here, I'll put it over there. Can't even find the LabRadar app on my Android right now. Alright, whatever. Let's open it up on the iPad. Ooh. It says we can't focus. Alright, hold on. Let me get my camera figured out here. And let me put it in manual focus mode. Okay. Holy crap, this is totally different. Like, everything is different. Everything has moved. Everything has changed. I don't even know what planet I'm on. It just says that there is no known memory. Okay. Settings. LabRadar devices. No, you can't use my frickin' location. Good God almighty. Can't get Bluetooth working and they want my frickin' location. Okay. Okay, there's my old series. Let's look at our 100 shot series. Used it on iPhone 8 yesterday. Alright, so this is going to take some getting used to, I reckon. But holy crap, I love this. That, like right now, so this is all of my shots, or it's showing the last shots. You can actually see the last shots. Like on the old interface, there was no good way to see or scroll through velocities or see them very well. So how the hell would you arm it? What does this do? What's that do? What's this do?
God of Maine super chatted $5. The 6-ARC seem great from what I've seen, but factory ammo says 6.5 Grendel, but from what I've seen 6-ARC has better performance.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much to not like about this interface. So series, so all right, add series, that would be up there. So that's a normal thing I do. So I go out there, plug it up, get hooked up, and start a new series. Create a series. Are you sure you want to create a series? Yes, let's create it. Series 4 created. And then I guess I would go in there and then arm. I guess you have to back out. Oh, you have to go to dashboard, I guess. Nope. There's the arm. Like, what? Why isn't there a like constant arm button of some sort? I don't know. All right, that's pretty cool. We might play with that some more here in just a minute. Let me get to these super chats real quick. From God of Maine. Thank you again, sir, by the way. Next question, let's see. Detail about those two, the 6-ARC or 6.5 Grendel for hunting deer and overall experience with them. So far, my experience with both has been positive. Like, I've had good luck with the ARC and I've had good luck with the Grendel. I just have an additional 3 or 4 years of experience with the Grendel. Plus, kind of like I was talking about earlier, I haven't kept up with the Grendel community, I guess you might call them, or the ARC community as well. Maybe things have, if any problems have come up recently, I figured people would probably mention it to me or something, but see, Daniel mentioned 6-ARC has better performance at distance, but 6.5 Grendel has much better performance in that 250 yards and in. Right, and that's really what it comes down to for me with deer. The range is going to be short anyway. We might be able to maybe we can pull up Hornady's, like the 4DOF calculator or something, and look like, what's the energy difference look like between an ARC and a Grendel at 300-400 yards, whatever you wanted to use for a max distance for deer. That might be worthwhile. Let's play around with that here real quick. Let me. So the second message you mentioned, 6-ARC seems great for what you've seen, but factory ammo says 6.5 Grendel, or from what you've seen, 6-ARC has better performance. Let's see. Where's their calculator? There it is. I don't know if we can dial up something quickly in here. Could try. We could definitely do something with the standard real quick. Let me grab a couple bullets real quick because I want to. Or I guess I could look at some old data. Stand by. Almost got it. Yeah, I can't find what I was looking for. But I'll tell you what, I did find something that I think is a big deal. Because, man, I freaking love... I keep confusing myself with where my mouse is at. There it is. I love these gold dot rifle bullets for... Hang on, my focus is still on manual. Let me switch her back to auto. There it goes. Yeah, I love these gold dot bullets for deer hunting. And the 120 being available for the Grendel, like that's a really, really good combination. Where the 6 arc, there's no 6mm gold dot. I hope they make one sometime soon. Just grabbed one that I spotted, the 103 ELDX. I think I used the 90 grain Game Changer, didn't I? Let me pull up my own. Or actually, I might have my notebook here. That might be the easiest place to look. Pardon me. Because I guess I could get this thing out of my way. Because, yeah, the load I ended up working up, I'm pretty sure it was the 90. Yeah, the 90 grain Sierra tipped Game Changer. And I did that to get my velocity up, if I'm remembering correctly. Because some of the earlier tests I was trying with the 108... There was a 100 grain Sierra Game Changer as well. I don't remember what... I'm just trying to recall everything I tried and what sort of velocity numbers we were getting. Yeah, I ended up using the 90 grain Sierra tipped Game Changer with lever evolution at about 2,950. Yeah, let me run the numbers on that and see what that looks like. Maximum range. Actually, we'll see what it does to 1,000 yards. So the ballistic coefficient. Let me see something real quick. Alright, this one had a .490 at 2700 and above. Yeah, we'll go with 490. So ballistic coefficient 0.49. Velocity will go 2950. Okay, now what I need to do we'll just do 2 tabs for the same crap. What was that 1,000-yard velocity on that one? Yeah, at 1,000 yards, it's still going 1378. So go back to, I mean, let's say 500 yards. You're just then at 854. So I mean, even if you go by the old 1,000 feet of energy, you know, old school way of thinking about it, I mean, that's still out to about 400 yards with this 90. Let me see what the, hold on, let me see if I can find my Grendel notebook as well. I guess the basics of all of this, you're talking about a freaking, you know, tiny difference. They're both good. They're both really good. So it really comes down to what you want. And maybe whether, like, just in general, you prefer shooting heavier bullets or lighter bullets, or bigger, bigger bores or tighter ones. Alright, our Grendel deer load was, so, well, it's 120 grain Spear Gold Dot, which is not exactly a high BC bullet here. Let me see if I can find its number. Maybe it's on the box. Nope, not exactly what it's sold for. All right, so it's a 457. And that seems like 457, really? All right, our velocity with that was 2460. Yeah, in that ballpark. That is a 120 grain bullet, and that's the G1 drag. Okay, so now I've got a chart of my most recent Grendel hunting load and the my most recent ARC hunting load. So you look, so at 300 yards, I've got 995 foot-pounds with the Grendel. And at 400 yards, I have 994 foot-pounds. So I'm getting more energy farther down range with my 6 ARC load versus my Grendel load. That's kind of interesting. Just kind of looking to make sure I got things in there right. And another, like just looking at drop, like our trajectory. You can see that the Grendel is, it's running out of gas, right? At 1,000 yards, it's at 1,086 feet per second. And the arc's still up at 1,378. And, you know, and this is with, so in this specific, it's the same thing that all of the ammo companies do, is by trying to trick you with their numbers, just like that 30 super carry we were just looking at. So for my Grendel load, we're talking about the Gold Dot, which is a, can't tell if this is open. Nah, I haven't even opened it. But it's not the most aerodynamically efficient bullet you're ever going to find, right? They're not really, it's not a long range bullet or yeah, it's not a bullet where they're going to be touting its high ballistic coefficient. But it's just about the right weight for the Grendel. So 120 grain, 123 grain is really where the Grendel is going to shine and use the most of its cartridge design. And the, well, I don't have them here, but the 90 grain tipped Match King, you know, it's 13 grains lighter than, like, say, this 103 grain ELDX. I'm pretty sure the factory ammo from Hornady for the ARC used the 103 ELDX. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that's right. So this bullet, heavier, we could run, I wonder if they've got, they probably have numbers for their factory ammo. Let's look at their factory ammo real quick. There it is. Took me a minute. All right, 103 ELDX in the Hornady Precision Hunter. Let's see if we can find the tables and stuff for that load. Here we go. So they're showing 1,000 feet per second, or 1,000 foot-pounds of energy at 400 yards, which I think was just about the same. Yep, that we calculated with my 90 grain load. What's going on? I'm kind of ignoring chat right now. Sorry, I'll get back to you here in just a second. But someone had asked me to kind of compare the ballistics of the Grendel and the ARC a little bit in a hunting context, and I'm not really doing a very good job of that. I'm basically just looking up some different charts. This is my most recent 6 ARC hunting load, just the on the Hornady website, looking up the drop table. And this is my Grendel load, and then this is the Hornady factory ammo. And I was just kind of surprised here to see how much better the energy numbers looked downrange. Like the 6 ARC, both in the 103 grain factory ammo and in our other chart that we made for the 90 grain bullet, are holding 1,000 foot-pounds out to 400 yards, where my Grendel load really kind of ran out of gas at about 300, and then the drop starts getting a little bit absurd. So yeah, 6 ARC. Hopefully you were looking for an excuse to buy the 6 ARC you had already decided on. If so, you you definitely have my permission. Now I will say, You know, I killed a couple deer with the Grendel, and it did great. Yeah, it did a really, really good job with those 120 grain gold dots right here, but the shots were 100 yards or less. So, and those are the shots I'm going to have. So, kind of for me, the difference is almost nothing. But if you're looking to get out to 300 or 400 yards or something, maybe it does look like the arc is carrying some more energy, which is kind of surprising. All right, hopefully that, if it didn't answer your question, at least pointed you in another direction, maybe. Just trying to look back and see if you'd posted any follow-up stuff. I don't give 6.8 SPC any love. Sorry about that. One of these days we'll get around to it. I guess that's the problem. I'm not really driven by anything other than audience hype. You know, like that's... yeah. Just gonna be honest. There's not that many people asking about the 6.8 these days, you know? I guess it's... people see it as old news or something, but everything I've ever heard about it has been that, you know, it's a pretty good cartridge. .457 is ludicrous. Yeah, was that the... yeah, that number for the gold dot. What was it here? Yeah, 457 for that gold dot seems absurd. Like, there's no way it flies that well. And if it doesn't, it would make the numbers look even worse, right? Yeah, Patrick mentioned, sure, you have more energy at 400 yards with 6 arc, but are you shooting deer at 400 yards? I'm personally not, so it doesn't matter to me, but maybe somebody is. Well, and another thing we have to keep in mind, well, I guess not really, because this load should be okay for ARs, right? Because if you remember, Hornady put out gas gun data and bolt action data for the cartridge, so the bolt action numbers where you could just push it even harder would look even better, probably. Yeah, Not on the Fly mentions, I like that Grendel had to fight the man in order to become mainstream instead of just being released by Hornady because DoD wanted it. I kind of got a little bit of that as well. Oh, and kind of, there's some negatives and some positives. I mean, there's definitely positives, and you know, it does feel like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just like you said it, I kind of like the fact that it's not just another test cartridge that was released. But at the same time, like, dang, like all of the Grendel 2, Type 2, Type 1, all of the Wildcats and horse crap that went on and are still, I'm sure, going on, it made getting into Grendel so difficult. I remember back then, just, you didn't know what the hell to buy, man. People chambering stuff and all sorts of crazy stuff. Jerry's annoyed by the background music. I turned it up a little bit earlier, and I meant to turn it back down. You guys got to mention that if I forget. There we go. It's turned down a little bit. That's all you get. I'm not turning it all the way down. Can I just kill the music? No. Thanks for asking, though. I gotta keep my vibe, bro. I got my vibe. You're killing my vibe. There you go. Thorzax likes the chat. Or likes the music. He's been around a whole lot longer than you have. Griffy music. You want to get a deer with the 223/62 grain spear gold dot. For some reason, you think that bullet will hit like a train. I wouldn't doubt it, man. My nephew, trying to remember, was it my brother? I don't know. Somebody in my family killed a deer with the 75s that I had loaded up for him, and it did awesome. And I'm sure the 62 would be good enough to get the job done as well. Yeah, are we betting on Twitch anytime soon? Actually, I need to, well, kind of like I was talking about, I need to start streaming over there every once in a while just to keep the account alive and keep everything going. And I was supposed to do that on like Monday mornings, but it's like, man, I get to Monday mornings and I'm always got something else going on. So I need to work out something. It'd be good to just, take a, maybe we'll carve out a time for Twitch. And it'll just be a designated goof off time where we play video games or pick our nose for a couple hours. Hitting like a train is not a characteristic of the 223. You got a point, but at the same time, don't be calling it some anemic little nothing. It'll absolutely smoke a deer. Yeah, this is work music when you need to edit hours of video or other tedious tasks. Yeah. Well, and like I said, I think I had the volume up a little bit higher from earlier. I think whenever we were playing YouTube videos, I had the volume up. And unless I'm looking at my little audio display, I don't even remember that. So sorry about that. Isn't Twitch an Amazon company? Yes, it is. Yep, it's owned by Amazon, and if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, like a lot of us are these days, you can actually get a free channel subscription over there, which doesn't really mean a whole lot other than it gives me a couple bucks. So yeah, if you got Twitch Prime and you want a free way to support me, you can go over to Twitch and subscribe to my channel. Just got back. What'd you miss? Gone 10 minutes eating cake. Well, you ain't missed a whole lot. Because I think we're just about done. We've been going 2 hours, 15 minutes. Yeah, I think that's probably enough. It's almost bedtime, right? Paul Harrell said once he has killed a deer with the 25 ACP. I once killed a deer with a frickin' butter knife. Don't be talking crap about butter knives. Should get a shadow dancer woman to dance in the corner to the music. Just move the bench back away from the wall a little bit and have her little area back there. Test comment. Hey, beep boop. I see you there. People claim to have killed polar bear with a 22 long rifle. Feel better with 10 rounds of 10 millimeter. Yeah. Yeah, just because you can kill an elephant with a BB gun and really, really good shot placement doesn't mean you should, you know? Do I always crimp my 45 ACP? Yeah, pretty much. Like, in pistols, I just use the standard Lee setup with the factory crimp die. So, yeah, I always end up running the Lee factory crimp die. If anything, you know, even if you're not going to apply some aggressive crimp, you want it to just get rid of the case flare, I would think. So, all right, that's it, folks. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Paul Harrell killed a deer by saying to it, "I'm Paul Harrell." Killed it deader than a doornail. I don't doubt that, Thorzax. I don't doubt that a bit. All right, folks. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Have a good one. Thanks for all the super chats, guys. Appreciate you.